Hello there, friends and followers from around the world, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for today's show. Welcome aboard, Lone Wolf, Peter, Elenio, J340. Hello, my friend Omar. Hello, Hard5321. Thank you so very much, sir, for your ongoing support. Elenio Gomez, thank you for making a suggestion. I will definitely consider that for a future video. Boeing Corp, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us on stream. Asiban74, hello to you, my friend. Pedro Gonzalez, hola. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome. And we have also, sorry, I can't say your name. I think it's probably in Russian. I'm not sure, but welcome aboard. We've got also Martin 8. Hello, my friend. Andreas. Hello, my friend. Akbar Razvi. Hello. And welcome to this live stream, folks. Glad to have you all with me. And today we have quite a bit to cover. But before we begin, I'd like to remind you that the Q8 Pilot channel is an official iniBuilds partner. Please do visit my partners. And also as a reminder, the aircraft we're streaming today is currently at a 10% discount at the iniBuild store. So if it's an aircraft that you've been on the fence on getting, now's the time. Head over to the iniBuild store and grab the Toliss A321, which is, in my view, the most successful Toliss for X-Plane 11. Today we're going to be flying the aircraft with the LEAP engines, as you can see here, and I've got also the sound mod for our flight today, so it should be an interesting, this is like the full package here. The brilliant Toliss A321 is really an aircraft that I really like a lot, and I believe it is really one of the better aircraft made for X-Plane 11, and by account of a real-world pilot, this aircraft's performance is to the book. So really you can expect flying this Airbus is very close to what you'd experience in a real Airbus. So Flight PM, hello my friend and welcome. Really beautifully textured aircraft. Today we are flying a real world route from Austin to Dallas Fort Worth. And we are going to be taking a look at the Volanta app. Now, the Volanta app, one of the comments that came into the poll, why would you use Volanta if you had SimToolkit Pro? And it is, I will say this, there are a lot of things that SimToolkit Pro does, and it does it very well. And where it is a premium, feature in Volanta. And SimToolkit Pro, in my opinion, is the Swiss knife of flight simulation. So if you really, you're looking for something, you're on a budget, it's just really a great product, and it's totally free. But there are a lot of features in Volanta app that are worthwhile mentioning. And of course, I like to support the developers. So I went ahead and purchased an annual subscription of Volanta app, and we're going to be taking a look. And I think where it really excels is really the visuals and the way they've laid out the information. There are some really cool features not available even in SimToolkit Pro, and we're going to be taking a look at those momentarily. But yeah, so today is the Toliss, and I thought that the best way to show you guys the app is to actually plan our entire flight using Volanta app. So there is currently no flight plan. There's nothing there. There's just really, I'm going to bring up the app now, and we're going to have some fun together, and we're going to plan together, and I'll show you the features and all that good stuff. So let me bring it up over to this screen here. There we go. That's the Volanta app, and as you can see, this is the map. First thing you'll see that everything is laid out very well in this app. You can see the top menu here. You've got the map, you've got your flights, so those are actually my flights, and there is actually a nice feature that allows you to import everything from Project Fly. If you're using Project Fly, or if you're using SimToolkit Pro, you'll be able to import all your data. So all your aircraft, your flights, your logs, everything will come over here, which is again great. And you can simply click on any of these routes and it will highlight the information. You can go to more details. As you can see, I've done a lot in Europe. And then you can go to the aircraft. So again, you have all your aircrafts here. You can add additional aircraft. Now, one thing I do like in SimToolkit Pro is when you enter a real registration number, it automatically fetches the information of that aircraft, displays the image, displays all the aircraft information, the airline. This feature is not available in Volanta app, but needless to say that you have all the features and it displays all the information so you can see which aircraft you've flown, how many flights, and all that good stuff. We'll take a look at that. This is something I really like. So they've got these activities, approaches, challenges, countries, events, and schedules. Now, schedules is a paid option, and if we click on schedule here, it's going to say select an origin airport to begin searching for flights. Now, that is something I think, in my view, it needs a little bit more work. I think you should be able to just enter the ICO code and it should search for that airport for you. And today, if we go to Austin here, so this is our departure airport. If I click on Austin, then it's going to show me all these routes out of Austin, and you can see there's quite a bit. I do like the fact that everything is visual. Burger Pops, hello my friend. Sander, hello my friend, and welcome to the stream. So I do like the fact that everything is visual and you can visualize everything. And obviously today we are going to go to Dallas. Now you can do some filtering here, so you can select the duration and it will show you, the duration. So this is 18 minutes. And if we look at, if we start scrolling down, we can see probably Dallas-Fort Worth in the list. Well, I'm not going to waste too much time there. So we're going to go and zoom in and select, let's see, Dallas-Fort Worth right there. No, that's not it. That's the one. Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So if you select it, you can see now, you can see both the airports. And the nice thing is here, if you see this here, you see this little mark that says X-Plane 11 scenery is installed for this destination, which is really good feature. As you start looking over your routes, you can decide, if you really want to fly this route, then, you can immediately know if you already have the scenery or not. Obviously, I do have the scenery for both airports, and Austin Airport, Bergstrom International is an Imagine Sim scenery, and Dallas-Fort Worth is actually an airport distributed by Airsoft and developed by Omar Misrour. And you can see here, so now we can actually also do an airline, aircraft, duration, all that good stuff. But now we have this. You can remove it, by the way, if you don't want to fly the route. And now we have this here, and we can actually select it from the menu. So this is the one here, and as you can see, this is an American. There are several, by the way. So these are all the flights from Austin to Dallas-Fort Worth. You can see here, and they're all American airline. So we can pick anyone we like, but we want an A321. So let's see, and this is actually a real-world route for the A321. So this is what we're flying today, so this is the one we're going to select. And if we select that, and go back to flights, not sure what happened there. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see. So we are going to select Austin here. That's our departure airport. And we are going to go to Dallas-Fort Worth, which is this one here. And we are going to select the A321, and it's an American, so this one is fine. It's an A321, American Airlines, and we can select that. Ah, there you go. So it actually shows you the departure time, the actual departure time. It shows you the gate, both the departure gate and the arrival gate, which is, I really like that. And obviously it arrives into Terminal 1. So we're going to say fly now. All right, now we have everything populated here. We have AAL 1060, flight plan, stats, notes, screenshots. Now the screenshot is actually a premium feature, and I do have it. I'm not sure why it's not showing it there, but that's okay. It might be, I don't know. It's a premium feature, and I do have it, but it's not working for me. Benny, hello, my friend. MC Crowfish, hello, my friend. Welcome. Glenn Chambers, hello, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you guys. And we have also K1357N Plays. Welcome. Oh, you're from Marina Mall. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us on stream tonight. All right, so we have everything here, and we can now say add flight plan. And before we do that, just leave it. Let's go to some of the other features I want to show you. So the map settings. One of the things you can do is you can select the network. So you can select the Volanta network. You can see now the aircraft here. And of course you can click and you can know exactly where these guys are going. You can click on VATSIM, you can click IVAO. I'm not sure why it's showing 0 there. FS Cloud, all of that good stuff. We're going to remove all of these today. And major active airports, minor airports. Again, you can really customize the map to your liking, which in my view is a very good feature. Again, satellite mode, you can toggle the weather on and off. So we can, if we zoom out here, we have the weather. I'm not sure. Ah, there we go. Now you can see the weather. Again, very, very nice in terms of customizing this. And by the way, you can also use US sectional. That kind of looks like Sky Vector, which is pretty cool. I do like these, these options and the fact that you can also estimate TD. You can now, of course, we're still not airborne, so we're not going to get any information here. We can go to the settings menu. Now, from the settings, you'll be pleased to know this is the data import, so you can actually import the data. I've done this earlier this morning so that I can show you guys that you're able to do this, and you can, of course, do it from Project Fly as well. Connections, you can connect I've got everything connected. You've got your, VATSIM, IVO, Pilot Edge, SimBrief, all that good stuff. You can also connect your Twitch, Navigraph, and Discord. Then from the general settings, some settings here to minimize, enable Discord, rich presence, and so on. And of course, billing information. Simulators, again, as you can see, very, very easy to connect to your simulators. And by the way, it works for DCS World as well. So you can just simply install the plugin for DCS World, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and P3D, and X-Plane as well. Got them all installed, no worries. They all work perfectly. Okay, then you've got the scan installed scenery. So that's what I've done. That's how Volanta knows. That's how it knows that I have those airports installed for X-Plane and for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And yeah, hello from Finland, Lucas. Hello, my friend. India Virtual Aviation, welcome to the stream, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And of course, planning, you can select the format. So I prefer Lido format. It's what I'm used to from SimBrief, and you can also use the briefing units. We're going to use pounds today as we are flying in the US. Saving, autosave, you can autosave. This is again a paid feature. So you can determine how often Volanta will save your flights while autosave is enabled. We'll leave that at 5 minutes. And screenshots. So I have a folder for both X-Plane and P3D, and you can add additional folders for Microsoft Flight Simulator, for example. And of course you have the changelog here that shows you what's been going on and all the new fixes that has been introduced into the Volanta app. Now we're going to go back to our flight. It looks like we have lost our flight. So we're going to go back to this schedule. And let's see here. We're going to go from Austin. So this is Austin. And we're going to go to Dallas-Fort Worth. And we are going to select the A321 for our flight, which is this one here. Update current flight. There we go. And now we're going to say add a flight plan. Now here's the cool thing. When you say add flight, you're able to import, enter a text route, use SimBrief, or go to simbrief.com. For our purpose today, we're going to use SimBrief. And it's going to say select the aircraft for some reason. And fine, we are going to select the A321. And we're going to say generate flight plan. Ah, I did not select the aircraft here. That's why. All right. So if you click here, I have all my aircraft. I'm going to select this one here, which is American Airline. And now we have our flight plan. Now, the cool thing is, if you click on briefing, just check this out. I absolutely love the way they display this information here. This is your SimBrief flight plan. And if you click on the operational flight plan, by the way, if you go up, you have all your payload, zero fuel payload, total operating weight, flight time about 41 minutes, 29,000 feet today with a cost index of 5 and a total distance of 242 nautical miles. You've got the entire route here. You can copy to the clipboard, and now you can cycle through your briefing just simply by clicking on top. So if you go to, this is your operational flight plan. If you click on the times, scrolls down to the times. Same thing for weights, flight log, winds, ICO, weather, and the NOTAMs. I believe this is really a brilliant way of displaying the flight plan information. It's something I really, really like about the Volanta app. So we now have our flight plan. If we go, in fact, to Austin, by the way, if you scroll down, you'll get all the details here, just a detailed look again at the airport. And what we're going to do, folks, is, by the way, it already selected an alternative for us. That's, of course, SimBrief. And by the way, one more feature that I really like in the Volanta app is the ability to pre-fill again VATSIM, Pilot Edge, and POSCON, all of the 3 networks. I believe IVAO is still not there. I've read something today that they've partnered with them. So hopefully we'll be able to see IVAO in the list here very soon. And by the way, you can also upload an aircraft image if that's what you choose to do. So yeah, I think overall it's pretty cool. And I think it really has some really nice features. The paid or the premium features is really something to help the developers. So I am really fond of this application. I like what they've done here. I like the fact that you can access through the app and through the cloud. That's also something I really like. So if you just want to access through the browser, you can. Maybe you have it on another screen, or you want to access it through your mobile phone. Again, very versatile, very flexible, and quite rich in terms of features as well. So I really do like this, the Volanta app. And now, folks, what I'm going to do, since we are doing this flight planning together, I'm going to bring up our friendly Xander. How are you doing, my friend? And welcome. Glad to have you with us. So this is Ivlasoft. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the flight plan. Let me just very quickly bring those screens here as well to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. Why is this not allowing me? No. All right, so we'll bring this here. All right, and we're going to say create flight plan. And from the create flight, now, by the way, once you put your pilot ID or account ID of SimBrief, you'll be able to download the flight plan into Ivlasoft. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say start. And now, as you can see, it says downloading flight plan. And this is the flight plan created from the Volanta app. And then we're going to say next. It shows the route distance, 182 nautical miles. A bit of a difference from what it reported here, 242 It says 180. Probably the SIDS and stars are not calculated here, and that's why we get this. We are American Airlines 1060 today. En route 41 minutes. Departure at 18:35. Fuel, didn't put the fuel. That's okay. We're going to say next, and then we're going to say finish. And now we have our flight plan. Now, in EvlaSoft, once you have the flight plan, you need to specify. So if I go to the departure, we need to enter the information from our Volanta app. So if I go to the flight briefing, all right, so flight briefing, and we are going to take a note of our departure. Let's see here. We're departing 18 right. By the way, there is a problem with the scenery from Imagine Sim. It's not updated. It's showing runway 17 for runway 18 right and 17 left for 18 left. But that's okay. Everything looks good here in terms of our flight plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the departure. And let me bring up the departure window here. I need to move all these windows later, but that's okay. So if we look here, we are departing runway 18 right. And then we have the LOL3 departure, which is this one. All right. And then you can see that's the force transition. And then we're going to say set FPL. Now what this does is it will draw the actual, you can see now that we have the actual SID mapped here on the, and then it shows you the departure. It says on course 175 degrees to a manual termination direct to Walmart at and above 5,000 feet, 338 degrees to LOL to force. So again, the departure chart information is decoded for you for easy access, and this is accessible at any time just simply by clicking on the departure. We're going to do the same thing for the arrival into Dallas-Fort Worth. So we're going to go to the arrival, and if we look at the arrival information here, we are arriving at runway 18 left. So we're going to select 18 left, and we're going to be performing an ILS, and the star into is the let's see, the BOV 5, which is this one here. Is there a transition? The GUTS transition. And now we say set FPL. And now, if we remove this, you can see now that we have also the entire. Let me just make this slightly bigger so you guys can see. There we go. Now you can see that we have the star into Dallas-Fort Worth, and you can see the ILS runway here. And also, again, the information for the arrival has been decoded for us. You can see the ILS frequency, which is 110.55, and you can see that the approach altitude is 3,000 feet, and all the relevant information for our approach into Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, another thing that is pretty cool in EvlaSoft is if you go to the taxi. Now, the taxi, as you can see, this is Dallas-Fort Worth. This is not what we want, so let me just go to our airport. You can see that we are located here, and by zooming in, we are at gate 16, stand 23, and we want a taxi. So if I click on taxi, and let me see here, we want, I'm not sure where the taxi window is, but it's probably hidden somewhere. Let me see here. Taxi. Ah, there we go. All right. So let me bring the taxi window. Now we are going to be heading to runway 18 right. So taxi out. Now you can see that the taxi route has been highlighted on the map, which is taxiway Romeo, and then right on Charlie, all the way to the holding point at runway 18 right. This looks like Bravo 24 is the holding point. So really very, very good information and very useful for flights. And you can see all the information, of course, displayed here. And we are now ready to program the MCDU. It's time for us to hop into the cockpit and start really flying the aircraft. So, Doman Trader, hello, my friend. Oh, thank you very much. Definitely very happy to be an iniBuilds official partner. And you're waiting for the pizza. Oh, perfect. All right. So, so now that we have the Volanta app ready, we have all our information. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the other side where I can now start programming the start programming the aircraft. So let's hop into the cockpit. And the first thing we're going to do, by the way, we can check our FPS here. We're getting 45 FPS. Pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. And we're going to bring up the Toliss control panel. And we're going to go straight to loading performance. Now we can select our passengers. Let's see here. Weights. All right, 117 passengers on board today. So that's 117. And the total cargo is 7.9. So let's see here. It's 5. Try to make it as even as possible. That's close enough. Apply these settings. And fuel, today we are carrying, this is in pounds, isn't it? So 13.1. 13.4. That's enough. I think that's enough fuel. And again, the A321 is a large aircraft capable of carrying more fuel than the A320, as we witness here. Quick fuel refuel, and we are good. Okay, ground services, external power. Let's turn. It's not going to let me turn this on because we have the I believe the SAM. So let's bring up. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Where's SAM? Main window. There we go. All right. So if we download this from SimBrief, again, it will populate all the information for us. Start pre-flight. Ground power is enabled. And we are at the jetway. Load, fast track. Today we're not going to wait too much for this. So now we can say start flight. And we can remove this now. And what's going on with the external power here? All right, well, no worries. Let's go ahead and start battery 1, battery 2, and we're going to go ahead and start the APU. We'll just wait a little bit for the APU door to open and then start. Perfect. Now everything should start coming to life. We'll just wait for the APU. By the way, the scenery is a very nice scenery here of the airport, the Imagine Sim. It just really needs an update, but I do like the texture work. I don't like the orthos that they've done, but I do like the custom buildings there. I think they're okay. They're well done. It's a nice airport to have if you want to fly out of Austin. So yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. So we're just going to start the APU, and we'll be out of our the gate in short. Antonio Nosy, hello, my friend, welcome. Rotor Fib, hello, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So I'm not sure what is the difference. I haven't worked with the Volanta save feature, but the Toliss feature, the saving feature in the Toliss, allows you to start from exactly where the sim has crashed, for example, which is a really great feature in the Toliss, and I hope that all the future add-ons have that in them. I think the iniBuilds has that as well. So let's bring up some lights to the cockpit here. Our upper and lower ECAMs. Perfect. And there we go. Much better. And let's see here. Floodlights. And there we go. All right. APU bleed is coming on. And let's see. Cruise supply is on. Ground control is on. Let's go ahead and set the adheres to nav mode. And then emergency lights. We are already fueled, ready to go. So passenger seatbelt signs and non-smoking signs are on. We're going to turn on the fuel pumps. And we are now ready to program the Mach-2. Perfect. Alignment is in more than 7 minutes. Okay. All right, let's brighten the other Mach-2 as well. There we go. Alrighty. All right, we're gonna go to the init page, and today we're flying from Kilo Alpha Uniform Sierra to Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey. Enter that here. Insert. Flight number today is 10. We are AAL, American Airlines. This is, ladies and gentlemen, a real world route 1060. And it is flown by American on the A321. Cost index is 5. Cruise altitude is 290. Perfect. Iris init. Align on reference. Confirm alignment. And then we're going to go to the next page and we're going to enter the fuel information. Now to do this, we're going to bring up the Toliss control panel once more. And we go to the loading performance. And as you can see here, we have for the zero fuel 146.6. So 146.6. And for the zero fuel center of gravity, 26.4. And we enter that here. Block fuel today is 13.1. It's fine. There we go. And now we have all the predictions there, which is brilliant. Perfect. Now we're going to go to our flight plan. And by the way, while we're at it, we are going to come to, let's see here. We need to select the departure runway. All right. So we're going to go to our departure page, and we are departing runway 18 right. In the scenery, it shows 17 right, but it is 18 right. And we are going to be taking the ELOL-free departure and through the force transition and insert. And now you can see that we have the configuration for our flaps. And then we are going to, let's see here. Let me put this on plan. All right. We can remove, by the way, all of that. And we'll just worry about it in a minute. And then from force, we have a new subscriber to the Q8 Pilot channel. We have Force Pizza. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome aboard. So from Force, we are going to, let's see here, operational flight plan. And we are going to go from Force direct to Guts, which is the transition for our start. So we're going to go to direct to Dallas Fort Worth. We're going to select the arrival, and we are going to arrive today runway 18 left. So ILS 18 left through the Bove 5 through the it did not set. All right, so let me just go back to the flight plan, and I'm going to say temporary erase. All right, so from force, we're going to go to guts. So Golf Uniform Tango Zulu Zulu. Enter that here. Perfect. Insert. And now we can go to our arrival and select the what is it doing now? Not sure what it has done. Decel. Alright, here we go. Arrival. And now we can go to 18 left, which is this one here, through the Bull 5. And no via. So we're going to insert that. Insert. And now we should have the approach into... Alright, so this is something we can just simply remove. So I'm going to go to clear. We're going to remove this manual. And we are going to remove discontinuity. And now we have this exactly like the chart. And now we're going to say insert. And now we have our flight plan. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to remove this manual. And we're going to remove this discontinuity. And we're going to say insert. And now let's bring this up. And we can go to flight plan. Alright, so this is the runway. And then we're going to make a turn. And this is our flight plan into Dallas-Fort Worth. Short flight. But this now looks exactly like the charts. Some funny things here going on, but that's okay. And now we can go to back to R. Alright, let's take a look at alright, let me select one. Flaps 1, we have all our speeds now. So we can go to performance. And from the performance page now we can select V1, which is 139. By the way, I have this screen blocking the chat. I think the Airbus 737 will be just as good as the PMDG 737 for MSFS, and best of all, it's free. Ronald James, what SAMs are you using for the CFM for the Neo? I'm using the SandPack, the BSS SandPack. 139 is the V1. Oh, 139. 139. V rotate is 139. And B2 is 143. Right, flaps 1 for departure, and flex temperature is 58. And perfect. Now we have everything set, and we just now need to wait for the alignment. By the way, did I turn the AP blade? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. So all is good here. Let's increase the lights here, and we're going to set the altitude to 29,000 feet. Short flight. Really wanted to. I think one of you guys requested that we do this flight on the Toliss, and of course I also wanted to show you guys the Volanta app. So, and we'll take a look at it again once we are airborne. I'm not sure, by the way, if it gives you the landing rate. So today I'm doing, there's no Sim Toolkit Pro today. We're just going to use the Volanta app today for everything and just really assess it properly. And then I'll give you my concluding remarks as well. All right. Let's get the weather information, and the weather information, and by the way, just for you guys to know, I get the weather information again from the EVLA soft. So if you go, this is, it is automatic, by the way, so it will change this as we start flying. So this is Austin, and this is Austin to Dallas-Fort Worth. As we start approaching Dallas-Fort Worth, it will automatically switch this to Dallas-Fort Worth. Right now, you have also your aircraft, you have the wind acting on the aircraft, all that good stuff. But more importantly is this is what we're interested in. We are interested in the QNH is 29089. 29089. All right, take this away, 29089. 29er 8. 29er 89er is now set, and now we're pretty much ready to start our engines. We're just waiting for the alignment, and we need to start closing the doors. So I think if we turn on the beacon light, there we go, beacon light, you can see that the doors are now closing. Let's take a look at the outside. See the jetway, all the doors are closed. Brilliant. I love automation. Brilliant, just really brilliant. What's let's see, would have been a sure buy from PMDG if they had done a max. This seems like the most logical choice. I actually can't wait for the do I find the sounds a bit quiet? I don't really pay too much attention to the cabin sounds. That's just me. I just really focus on the sounds in the cockpit. But on the PMDG, Peter, I honestly am really waiting to get my hands on it. The PMDG, for those of you who are familiar with the PMDG, it is the depth of simulation is unreal. I mean, everything is simulated, and there are pages and pages of customizations to really set the aircrafts in accordance with, you know, the real-world configuration for different airlines. And this is something I think where PMDG excels. The quality of their products is just outstanding. So yeah, I really can't wait. If it's 700, 600, 800, whatever it is, it's PMDG. And yeah, I really can't wait to put my hands on it. So we are, looks like we have an alignment now, and if we look here, let me just put this here. So you can see that we're going to take off runway 18 right, and it's actually on the other side. So we are good to start our engines now. So what we're going to do is plan our pushback. If we go to better pushback and say start push.
To cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, so if we look here, this is where we want to go. So we want to come to this taxiway. So let's see here. We are going to put the aircraft. Ooh, that's a kind of a funny looking turn. But anyway, this is what we want. So we are going to tell pushback to take us there.
Driving up.
Look at those engines, guys. Just absolutely gorgeous. Perfect. Okay, we are looking good. Maybe PMDG will make some airliners for XB12. No, Boeing Corp. Actually, they will not. They have made this very clear that they have ceased all development for X-Plane indefinitely. So they will not be developing anything for X-Plane. My wallet can only support X-Plane and DCS. Yeah.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Right, parking brake is set. We're looking there. Let's see here. Let me take a look here at the TCAS. It is on standby. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and set this to TARA just so that I don't forget it, because I have a tendency to forget the transponder. So, there we go. Alrighty. Have you tried the Toliss A340? Yes, sir, I have, Eddie. And the Toliss A340, again, is just really an excellent aircraft by Toliss.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, let's release the parking brake. It's an excellent aircraft. I just wished for better sounds in that aircraft, and some of the texture work on initial release. I haven't taken a look at it since, so I can't really say much about it now.
Pushback. And you may start engines.
But it's definitely a great aircraft, and again, V1 simulations have said some very interesting things about the aircraft, and that it's very, very accurately simulated. All right, let's go ahead and start engine number 2. There we go. By the way, did we start our nav lights?
Hey, quit
There we go.
blinding me with your taxi light.
Oh, sorry.
Turn it off.
Is the taxi light on? Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Not sure why we're not hearing sounds. At least I'm not hearing the sound. There we go. Perfect. All right. So runway 18 right is on the other side. So we're going to make a right turn on this taxiway and head over to the runway. So we're going to fly off, and I can't remember what the chart said. So let's go ahead and take a look at the departure again. On course 175 to a manual termination. Direct to Walmart above 5,000 feet. All right, fine. All right, we can start the engine number 1.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
All right. Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Lovely. Boeing Corp, thank you so much. Q8, buy a cup of coffee. I love your streams. They're very informative. Boeing Corp, thank you so very much, sir. Really appreciate your support and your kind words. Very lovely of you. Thank you very much, sir. Rotor Fib, love the Toliss A321 flying over Africa in mine. Can you put the wing view? Yes, sir. We'll put the wing view. There we go. Let's see. Here's
Tow
a wing
is
view.
disconnected and bypass bin
And
has
here's
been
another wing
removed.
view. There
Hand
you
signal
have
on
it.
the right. We'll see you next time, and have a safe flight.
Is this A321 Neo? That's the one I use always in VR. Really nicely simulated with different engine options. Yes, definitely. That's the one. That's the one with the LEAP engines. Let me remove that. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. So we are going to turn on the runway turn-off lights. Nose light to taxi. Let's see, the engine mode selector goes to the off position. And APU bleed goes off. APU master goes off. And we are ready to go. Perfect. Let's release the parking brake. We need to put the auto brake on max. And speed brakes. Flaps 1. And we can now check the controls. Pull up. Pull down. Right. Left. All good. Release parking brake. And let's go. Listen to the sounds. Wow. Listen to that. Wow, gotta love it. I love the sounds. I love this sound pack. Just Niels, hello, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us on stream. Marcin, hello my friend and welcome. What FPS are we getting? We are getting 45 FPS, sir. What a beauty of an aircraft. The Toliss A321 with the LEAP engine mod, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta love that wing flex. By the way, guys, if you've already missed this at the beginning of the stream, the Toliss A321 is on a 10% discount at the iniBuilds store, the Kuwait Pilot Channel's official partners. All right. Checking the cabin. And takeoff config. We're all good. I really love the sounds of the sound pack on the A321 is by far one of the best. Really, I absolutely love it. Nice cabin. Yeah. It's probably the Airbus I've spent most time in XP. Yeah, it's definitely very well made aircraft. Yeah, the runways, unfortunately, on this Imagine Sim scenery aren't correct. So we are, all the charts point to runways 18 left and right here at Austin. But the scenery shows 17 right and left, so definitely needs updating, definitely. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the engine sounds as we accelerate because they sound wow, really. All right, here we go. You have got to adore those sounds. All right, we're almost there. Let's turn on the strobes and nose light to take off. Landing lights are on and we are good to go. Look at those strobe lights, and beautiful. Some sounds are not coming through my headphone. I'm not sure why. All right, here is the departure runway 17 right, which is 18 right.
17 right.
All right, here we go. All right, here's the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Oh, listen to those sounds. What's it complaining about? All the trim isn't set. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and we can actually, what we need to do is bring the aircraft to a complete stop, but that's okay. We'll just V1, rotate. I was ready to climb. Gears going up. Ooh, look at the wind. Ooh, beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Alright, climb thrust is set. There we go. And flaps can go up. And let's begin our turn. Oh god, I love flying the Toliss in X-Plane 11. So smooth and so fluid. We got carried away there with our climb. All right, let's increase the range here a bit. We're looking all right, and autopilot 1 is engaged. Perfect. Volume at 10. Are you guys able to hear me, or is the sim too loud? Just look at that view. Woo! Beautiful. Absolutely, Boeing Corp. Yeah, it does feel like it feels very realistic flying in X-Plane. I'll tell you one thing though, guys. Earlier this morning, I was testing a few things with MSFS, and I flew the Cessna 172, and since Sim Update 8, it actually feels very realistic flying the Cessnas, at least the 152 and the 172. They feel excellent, really. So. We can increase the range there. That's our top of climb. Running to 29,000 feet. What did I do? Oh, there we go. Looking good. And by the way, here's a look at our departure from Ablesoft. As you can see here, we're heading direct to Walmart, and we need to be above 5,000, which we are. And this is the transition out of our SID, and this is the transition into our star. So actually, the information. The destination is not too far from our location, our current location, and we're approaching 18,000 feet, which is the transition altitude in the US of A. So we're going to go ahead and release our passengers and cabin crew, let them enjoy, and we can, we should have turned off the landing lights. We can turn all these off, and the wing lights are off as well. All the lights are now off. And what we're going to do is we're going to enter the information for our destination, since we are not too far from our destination. So let's see here. Alright, so... Alright.
Altimeter setting.
So, yeah, so altimeter setting... There we go, standard. All right, so here's what I was referring to. Let me bring this back just to show you guys again. So now that we've taken off, you can see now that we can see the information for Dallas-Fort Worth, local time, elevation, transition altitude, the wind information. Oh, look at that, folks. 180 at 21 knots, gusting 33 knots. Gee, that's going to be some landing there, folks. It's going to be no, the Toliss currently does not have some brief integration, unfortunately, so we're going to grab the QNH, which is 2987 29er. Let me clear that. 29er87, and put that there. And the current temperature at Dallas-Fort Worth is 27 Celsius. So we're going to enter that there. And the wind, why is it not happy with that? All right, the wind is going to be 180.21. Gee, that's going to be a really violent landing, it looks like. And radio, there we go. All set. Perfect. Perfect. This is our top of climb at 29,000 feet, and then we'll begin the descent right at after guts. The flight plan back there. All right. So here's what we can see everything here. Now we can visualize this. I love the fact that you can pop out all the screens, the ECAMs, ECAS, everything can be popped out, including the McDo. So this is our top of climb, and this is our top of descent. Lovely. Let me disable Let's be realistic for this view. There we go. Just look at those engines. Just absolutely lovely. Isn't that beautiful, folks? Just look at that. Just look at the shine on the wing there. What a beautiful looking scene. And of course I use Xvision 2 for the clouds and the shaders with the Gee, I keep forgetting the name of the presets I use. But this is lovely. Here's the other side. Beautiful wings on the Airbus, and Toliss has really done a good job with the aircraft in terms of the texturing and the modeling. Certified again by Airbus. As you can see now, we have the approach there, ILS 18 left, and it's going to be an interesting approach and landing because of the weather information that we received. It looks like it is quite violent currently at Dallas-Fort Worth, but that should make for an interesting approach and landing into our destination. By the way, you didn't click the clock there, so there we go. All right, so what's coming up? As you've noticed, folks, that I have changed the graphic of the thumbnail for the channel, and I believe for the longest time the white area was blocking most of the of the actual picture. And I was thinking about this for a while, and I thought that I wanted to make some changes to make the thumbnails clearer, both in terms of the actual screenshot of the product that I'm showcasing or reviewing, and make it a little more readable. I am going to be making some changes also to the stream elements, to the graphics. I'll be doing some work there again to kind of refresh the channel. I know that in the past I designed a new logo for the Q8 Pilot channel, but most of you guys said, no, it's nice what you've done, but just please keep your old logo. And I think, just in terms of branding, I think people are now very accustomed to, the logo that I have today, and so they don't really want me to change it, so I decided not to. But I am going to change a few things around. I'm also going to start a couple of series. One is going to be Explore the World series. That's when we fly from point A to point B to showcase different airports. That's a series that I'd like to start. And we will begin probably with some of the new airports I received from Simulations. And of course there will be also the airliner series, which we will be taking a look at the airliners. There will be the GA series, Explore the Americas, lots and lots of exciting things to come. I am also going to be showcasing the Honda Jet. If you guys recall, I've streamed the Honda Jet for MSFS, and luckily enough, Marwan Gharib, who is the developer of the aircraft, has entered into a partnership with a company that has a brilliant FX, I think FX simulation, something like that. And apparently they are providing him with all the infrastructure, with also an agreement with Honda Jet. So the aircraft is going to be released very soon, and the Honda Jet is very accurate. I cannot say if it's study level, but it is very, very accurate, and it flies very well. So it's the price of the aircraft is going to be just under $25. So it's been announced. The release date I do not have, but that's the information I've read today. And I'm very happy for Marwan, because I think that he's done a lot of good work there. And I really commend him for his work. So yeah, the aircraft, the Honda Jet, is going to come to Microsoft Flight Simulator, folks, and it's going to set you back about $24.50 or $20.95, something like just under $25, really. So that's pretty cool. And I'm very happy for Marwan and the work that he's done, and that he's finally found a way to publish this aircraft and get some return for the time he invested in the aircraft. Yes, the Flight Factor A320 is one of the great Airbuses for flight simulation. Again, very accurate aircraft. A bit heavy on the frame, so the Toliss is a little more forgiving in terms of system requirements, but the Flight Factor A320 is pretty good as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now cruising at 29,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude for our short trip today from Austin to Dallas-Fort Worth aboard this American airline 1060 flight, which is a real-world route. And that's another... just look at that. Beautiful. We are approaching the top of descent. If we look here and we go to performance, you can see the top of descent is in 20 nautical miles now. And yeah, all's looking good. We're actually pretty close to top of descent now. Johnny, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. And we have Aniar Medrano also, who've subscribed to the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you very much. And Boeing Corp, once again, thank you very much for your support and your earlier super chat. I really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I use this with VR and a motion platform. It's brilliant. When you hit rough weather and turbulence, you feel everything. Wow, Eddie, that's pretty cool. And it looks like we're going to have some really rough weather as we arrive into Dallas-Fort Worth. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It makes the approach and landing just a tad more challenging. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a lot of content that I plan. I wish, folks, I had, you know, the time to just do all the content in quick succession. Unfortunately, I do not have that much time on my hands, and so it really renders me unable to put out the content as fast as I would like. And of course, you guys know that I really worry a lot about quality, and when I do put out a video, I want to make sure that everything is fine and that everything... Captain Poland, hello my friend, and welcome. Blue in the Philippines today. As stream, I got such a butter landing. Well, congrats, my friend. Yeah, I think we do have a lot in common, Peter. Yeah. So, what engine mod are you using, and do you have any sound pack for it? Yes, so I'm using, this is the Neo mod. So with the Neo mod, you get the LEAP engines. So if, let me just show you guys real quick. Where are, oh, we need to descend. So, all right, let's do nav descent. All right, there we go. Now, if you go to the Toliss, let's see here, Toliss. All right. So if you go here, you see this, you have all these engines. You have the CFM LEAP, Pratt & Whitney, CFM, IE, you have all these engines. And by the way, I have the sound pack for all of them, and they all sound different. So the engine sounds actually sound different. So I purchased all the, all of them. Merge, hello, my friend. A member of the Q8 Pilot channel for the past 8 months. Thank you so very much for your support, Mert. Really appreciate it, my friend. So yeah, so you can purchase all the sound packs for these for the Toliss. They can get a bit pricey, folks, but in my view, they're worth it. And then if you set it to automatic, when you actually download the liveries for the Toliss, you will find like between brackets, between the square brackets, you will see the engine type. So when you download it, and the livery will have that in the beginning. So you'll have those square brackets in the beginning indicating the engine type. And once loaded into the sim, it will automatically select the right engine for that specific livery, which is pretty cool. Are you using the Flight Sim Sound Pack or the BSS one? I'm not sure. I think it's the BSS. I'm pretty sure it's the BSS sound. Definitely, Mert. The A321 by far is one of the best Airbuses. It's going to be very difficult to beat it. And by the way, even the Toliss A340. So that is not to, of course, undermine the complexity and the depth of system simulation in the Toliss A340. But this one, the A321, happens to be my favorite of the three aircraft. So there's the A319, 21, and 340 from Toliss. This is by far my absolute favorite. I just love the A321 by Toliss. Highly recommended, guys. And it is currently at 10% off at the iniBuilds store. And if you want a link to the aircraft, just type !aircraft, and you should get the link to the aircraft at the iniBuilds store, and you can avail the 10% discount. There we go. Let's decrease the range. We are at 18,000. All right, let me grab the altimeter real quick at the altimeter at Dallas Fort Worth is, let's see. So the altimeter is 29085. We're approaching the transition altitude, 29085. And we continue to descent. Captain Poland, all the best to you, my friend. Andrea, hello, my friend. Welcome. Didn't know you were on the stream. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Andy Zhang, hello, my friend, and welcome. All right, we are still descending through 19,000 to 3,000. Everything's looking good. Increase this to 20 nautical miles. We're approaching the transition altitude, and so we're going to set the barrel reference to 29085, which is now set. Speed, let's go ahead and the speed brakes, and to get the aircraft to decelerate a bit faster. What's the current speed here? If we look there, 280. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Land to 16 for 3,000. What a beautiful looking aircraft. Santiago, hello my friend, welcome. What is your pre-caching setting in MSFS? I don't use cache at all, so I just use live streaming all the time. I don't use caching, so it's actually rolling cache is turned off completely. Yeah, Toliss is great, Mert. I agree with you there. I mean, if you really look at some of the development companies, they really produce such high fidelity aircraft, and there are not many. For example, if you look at Toliss, they have 3 aircraft, right? If you look at iniBuilds, they have 3 aircraft. If you look at, for example, Airfoils Lab, they've got 2, and they've been around for ages, right? Oh, actually 3. They've got the Cessna 172 and the NG, the new one, and they've got the King Air. But those are superb aircraft for X-Plane 11. Again, if you look at, for example, a company like FlyJason, right? They've got, a handful of aircraft, but they're really excellent aircraft. And I just really have a lot of appreciation and a lot of respect for development companies that really put quality before quantity. And, obviously there's a lot of payware, there's a lot of freeware. Now, freeware, of course, it's an individual effort, so I don't really have a problem with anyone putting out an aircraft as freeware. So even if the quality suffers, that's okay, it's still freeware. But for payware, I mean, some of the payware I've seen is just... And again, by the way, as a matter of fact, those aircraft will not even make it to the channel, so I won't even review them. So if there's something I haven't reviewed on the channel, it's probably not worth it. But it's always a good idea to ask me on Discord, and I'll let you immediately know. If it's an aircraft I don't plan on reviewing on the channel, I will immediately give you my honest, unbiased opinion whether this aircraft is a go or a no-go. Captain Poland, thank you very much in advance for the thought of joining the membership at the Q8 Pilot channel. And even if you decide not to, sir, thank you very much for being here and sharing your experience and for your interactivity with the channel subscribers, friends, followers, and members. I really appreciate your presence, sir. So thank you very much. Off-screen terrain pre-caching. Oh, that you mean the InSim setting? So all the InSim settings, I have them at Ultra. So I have everything maxed out in except for the terrain level of detail, because that's the biggest FPS killer in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that is the only thing that I don't have on max, and I think I've set it to 165. And the sim runs great. All right, folks, we are now approaching. There is a restriction, looks like, at 11,000 here. Yep, there you go. And we are now reducing the speed. If we look here, 22 knots, 220 knots as we make our turn. And let's go back to 20 nautical mile range here as we approach our destination. And we are now descending again through 10,000 feet. What we're going to do is we're going to keep it there. We're going to keep it at 220. And what I will do now, actually we'll just keep it until we clear this restriction, which should be... Actually, should be now. We should begin the descent. Maybe we will begin the descent here. So that's all right. We'll just give it some time. Looks like it's going to be really cloudy. And let me just get a real update on the weather, because it looks like it's going to be really rough, guys. All right. So Dallas-Fort Worth, the current wind is 160 degrees at 17 knots, so slightly subsided, but nothing short of really dangerous, and gusting 24 knots. Woo. Wow. That's going to be an interesting landing and approach. Thank you very much, Captain Poland. Appreciate it, my friend. I think we're going to begin the descent here. So this is the next top of descent. And the aircraft will begin descending again here. By the way, the Toliss, in terms of the TOD calculations, performance data, is pretty spot on, and it's a really joyful aircraft to fly. As you can see now, we've begun the descent again on the dot. Beautiful, just really beautiful. Again, a very well thought of aircraft, very well developed, and clean, crisp. Easy on the FPS. So what are we getting now? 45, solid 45 since departure from Austin all the way to Dallas Fort Worth. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Landing lights are on, and the takeoff, nose lights to takeoff, runway turn off lights, wing, you know, all the lights. We can turn those on, and then we're going to turn on the landing system as well on both sides. And we are going to arm the speed brake. See, maybe we were going to need some drag, but that's all right. And we are now at 900,000 feet, about 6,000 feet to go. And we are looking good. You can see the localizer and glide slope needles there. And of course, you see that we are too high now, as we are going to go all the way and make a turn, come back, and land at Dallas Fort Worth. Looks like the stream is suffering a little bit. So the stream status is showing me that it's good, and I hope that it becomes better. All right, we continue the descent now towards Dallas Fort Worth. Flight Factor A320 or Toliss A321. Ayub, first of all, welcome to the stream. In my view, I would go with the Toliss A321 for one simple reason, is that it is less demanding on system resources. The Flight Factor requires, again, very hefty machine, and it's quite heavy on the resources. So only for that reason, I would recommend the Toliss, but they're both great aircraft. Alrighty. Sure what's wrong with the I hope you guys are not getting any jitters. How there do you think you will butter the landing? Director General, well, you know what, I really don't know. I hope so. I hope I can do you know, a butter landing for you guys, but I don't know. The weather seems to be really bad at Dallas Fort Worth. Maybe a go around the first time, I don't know. But currently I'm still showing 160 degrees, 17 knots, gusting 24. So yeah, so we're expecting something. The stream is smooth as silk. Thanks very much, Boeing Corp, for confirming. And here we go, folks. We are approaching. Oh, just look at that. Just lovely. Some wing view there. We're Looks like going through the clouds there. There we go. Just look at that. Woo! Beautiful. All right. Looks like we are ready to hit the approach button. All right, and it looks like we can actually lower our speed to 180 knots. We'll go back to managed once we're established. Right, we are almost at our destination. Speed check, flaps 1. Right, here's our turn. And we're going to go ahead and lower the landing gear. Gear's going down. Speed check, flaps 2. Right, we go here, and this is the speed now, 146. Right, manage speed. Tell you guys, it's probably going to be very rough, and that's what it looks like. Why is it going? No. Right, let me just reduce this to 146. Definitely going to be an interesting approach. Just look at that. Wow, beautiful. Speed check, flaps 3. Definitely going to be an interesting approach. And speed check, flaps full. I might disconnect the autopilot a bit early, but you can see that it's going to be very, very challenging today. It's definitely going to be very challenging. So we're landing runway 18 left. We've got Mr. Don, a member for 10 months of the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you very much, sir, for your ongoing support. I truly appreciate it. Ryan NL, hello, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you with us on stream. All right, so this is it, folks, and the moment of truth. You can see the aircraft wobbling from the gusting winds, and the cabin is secured. Fasten seatbelt. We better make sure everyone is buckled up for this landing. It's probably going to be a rough one, and let's see. Hopefully we can do it in style, but you can see the wind is gusting, and 2,000. We're still looking okay. Oh, just look at that. Whoa. Interesting. Benny, member for 11 months. Thank you so much, sir, for your ongoing support. Really appreciate it. All right, 1,500 at 1,000 feet. We will disconnect the autopilot. You can see the crosswind there. Gusting wind, just really, whoa. Look at that. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting, folks. But, yeah. Two reds, two whites.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Autopilot disconnected. My aircraft.
Above. 300. Minimum. 200. $100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Whoa! Whoa! Reverses route. Ah, I must have broke everyone's back and the cabin. All right. Welcome to Dallas Fort Worth, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it in one piece, and we do apologize for this really hard landing. Whoa! That was really, really... you know, I kept the glide slope and the localizer to the last minute, but... just, wow. That was hard landing, and by the way, it's exaggerated. I think the shake from XP Realistic is also exaggerated. So we'll take a look at the replay. I think the force from the landing was enough to deploy the speed brakes. Probably, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please pull up your socks. Absolutely. That was good fun. All right, let's clean up. Captain Poland, thank you very much for becoming a member at the QA Pilot channel. Welcome, my friend. Welcome aboard. Really appreciate your support. Let's go ahead and start the APU, and we can kill the landing lights. Nose light to taxi. Runway turn off light cans. Strobes are off. And wing lights are off. Okay, there we go. By the way, beautiful airport. Dallas Fort Worth by Omar Masroor. Distributed by Aerosoft. And we are at our destination. The winds were definitely very, very strong. It made it a very challenging landing, without a doubt. And we're going to try to find a spot here to park the aircraft. Looks like there is an empty spot there. It's an A380. Look at that. That's a Qantas A380. Yeah, there is a position there. We can park there. Alright, here we go. I think that's a good position there to bring the aircraft to a final stop. I'm sure the maintenance crew are going to have a hell of a time with the aircraft tires now after that really strong, tough, firm landing. All right, stop, and there we go. We can turn on the APU. Let's see here. We can turn off the lights. So beacon nav lights are off. Beacon off. Wing lights are off. Taxiway and runway turn off lights are off. And let's see. We can release the fasten seatbelt signs. And let's see. Let's kill the engines. Engine 2, engine 1. And now SAM is doing its thing. It's bringing the jetway and it will open the aircraft doors. And the APU is available, so we'll turn on the APU. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay. Let's see. Let's take a look. Just look at the wind, how I've got to adore this wing view as we came into land. Gusty winds. Wow, look at that. I just love X-Plane. It just looks so good. Wow, almost no flare there. Jeez, we just dropped out of the sky. Wow. All right, let's do this one more time. Just look at that, folks. There's absolutely no flare. Wow. Wow. That was really firm. Here's a look at Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, folks, it was definitely a firm landing. That was a slammer, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It was a really hard landing. So the speed brakes did definitely deployed, and yeah, wing flex test, absolutely, yeah. So I think, folks, it was a nice flight. I hope that you have found this stream informative and useful, and the look at Volanta app. I think once more, here's the app. Here's the app again, the Volanta app, and I think it was a really nice look at Volanta app. I think there's a lot of work that has gone into this. Again, if you are using SimToolkit Pro. You know, I don't really see a reason why you should switch to Volanta app, but there are definitely some nice features in this application, and it's free. There are a few paid features to really help the developers. So if you're like me and you like to help the developers, go ahead and subscribe to their premium subscription. It's, I think, it's just under $7 Australian per month, or you can opt to paying an annual subscription like I did, and that is just to really support the cause of the developers. Overall, it's a very well polished polished application, but I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. I think the paid features, though, needs to be rethought by the developers. I think they need to bring in more features into this application to really make it appealing for folks to pay for it, in my view. But you know, from my perspective, I'm very happy to support any development project, and so this is what I've done in this case. Will I be using Volanta? Yes, I will be using Volanta app and SimToolkit Pro. Probably not equally, but I lean more towards using SimToolkit Pro because I think it's a complete electronic flight bag and lots more. So you've got a lot of different things with you know, streaming tools, and as a streamer, I think SimToolkit Pro works a lot better for me. But Volanta app as well is very promising, and I sure do hope to see its continued development. And for more support with online networks, hopefully IVEO support can be brought in pretty soon. I want to thank you folks for joining me this Saturday evening for the stream. I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you have found it useful and informative. Mr. Martin Dorp, thank you for showing Volanta. I did not know of it, and I will definitely be using it. I've been wanting for something exactly like it to make it easier to decide where to fly. That is actually one of the good points about Volanta, is that everything is very visual. You can click on an airport, gives you the schedules. There's a lot of information about the actual sim. So it actually scans your X-plane, it scans your Microsoft Flight Simulator in P3D, and then as you plan your flight, it will tell you whether you have this scenery or not. It's got the approaches, it's got the challenges, which is a nice touch, and and of course it works with all the simulators. So it works with GCS, P3D, X-plane, MSFS, which is again great. It both is available as an application, as a desktop application, and via your web browser, so you can't really beat that. While I think it really can use some improvements, I think it is still a very very useful application for us flight simmers. So with those concluding remarks, I do want to remind you again, folks, the Toliss A321 is on sale, 10% off today at the iniBuilds store. I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. Really enjoyed being with you. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.